Jai Shriman Narayan. Jai Shriman Narayan. Jai Shriman Narayan. I pay my obeisances to my spiritual master, Srimad Jagadguru Sudarshan Acharyaji Maharaj. I pay my obeisances to Lord Sri Ramanuj. I pay my obeisances to the 12 Alvars. I pay my obeisances to the Purva Acharyas. I pay my obeisances to Mother Lakshmi. And I pay my obeisances to Lord Sriman Narayan. I welcome all of you to our Sunday Satsang here physically at the Sri Narayan Dham in Durban, South Africa. I welcome those that are watching this discourse locally, nationally and internationally. And I welcome in advance those that's going to be watching this discourse when it is posted in the various groups from around the world. Our topic, ABC to spirituality, and the subtopic is the Guru principle. Audience here would have noticed that I cut the bhajans today. And I cut the bhajans because 3 people disrespected the invocation. Mataji, Premilla and Venitha. Mataji, how long you are, Saritha? How many years have you been attending Satsang in your life? How many years? Over 30, 40 years. Have you ever seen in an invocation people throwing a mic at each other? No using, no using, no using. Have you all ever seen that? Venitha, how many years you in Satsang? How? Premilla, how many years you in Satsang? In your life, from that in, how many years you in Satsang? 35 years. Have you ever done that from the institution that you came from?
No, we always...
Have you ever said, no, I won't sing?
No, I said, give me this mic wasn't a
Premilla,
that's why.
this is not the first time. Have you ever done that in your previous institution? You, Venitha? Doesn't matter, Venitha, this is not the first time. This is not the first time.
Sorry.
Because you are taking the satsang lightly. No invocation can be disrespected in any satsang in any part of the world. And it is the greatest boon that is ever given to a human being to invocate God. You all have just thrown it away. If you want to sing in the satsang, then you must sing according to the Guru. You must have the absolute respect for this ashram, for the Guru, and for the system. By throwing mics to each other and using is total disrespect in the presence of the Sri Sampradaya and Lord Sri. That is not only for Venitha and Premilla, it's also for Mataji, who is the wife of the Guru of this Sampradaya and of this Guru. And the consequences can be very, very, very harsh if you don't apologize by the end of this satsang, not to me, but to Lord Sriman Narayan himself. Please do not take this satsang as a Mickey Mouse satsang. Please do not take this satsang as if the Guru just fell from a poplar tree and started his preaching. Please do not take this satsang lightly. And this is why you need to know the difference between a temple and a Guru satsang. These kind of things are done in temples because you have human chairmen and you have pandits and priests who buy the knowledge from Maharaj's prayer books. The Guru is not bought, cannot be sold. The Guru is born. The Guru is born. Respect the Guru principle. So it is useless teaching you anything else until you master the Guru principle. Children, have you studied out of school?
Yes.
When you went to study, did you start earning money whilst you were studying?
No.
Why did you study?
So that I can earn money.
And whilst you were studying, did you become qualified to earn money?
Yes.
No. Whilst you were studying?
After.
After you completed your studies, then you could earn money, and that was the reason why you went to study. Why do you come to satsang?
So that I can gain knowledge.
Whilst you gain in knowledge, can you have more knowledge than the knowledge giver?
Never.
Can you start earning your merits for coming satsang whilst you're still learning that knowledge?
No.
You have to complete that knowledge and course first, isn't it?
Yes.
And that's a mistake people make attending satsang. You come to satsang for a course in self-realization. You come to a satsang to a guru. A guru must be competent to give you self-realization. How many of you are self-realized? Is there anyone that is self-realized? So how can you start earning that knowledge that you are coming satsang for? Are you understanding? If you want to be an engineer, you must pass all your tests and examinations. How many of you all have passed all your tests and examinations in spirituality? How many of you? Here in this satsang. So you are still an aspirant in this satsang. Everyone is an aspirant in this satsang. You are still doing your course in self-realization. Your course is not over in self-realization. And until your course is not over in self-realization, you do not have enlightenment. You do not have enlightenment. And you need a guru for enlightenment. Enlightenment from what? Say by enlightenment from what? What does enlightenment mean?
Getting the knowledge and insight.
In knowledge and insight. From what? What's the opposite of enlightenment? Nilandri, don't tell me Nirvasa.
Ignorance.
Ignorance.
Darkness. What is the difference between darkness and enlightenment? Which force exists in darkness and which force exists in enlightenment? And last week, yesterday, when I was watering the palms on the driveway, Kimlen asked me, Guru, you know what they mean? And I searched in all the Vedas, 4 Vedas, 18 Puranas, 108 Upanishads, the Samhitas, I searched everywhere, and I couldn't find out what they mean. I couldn't find out what they mean. And he said a meme is a short, it's a quotation. And he said, I'm going to send memes. I'm going to send your quotes. And he said, I did your quote last week. There are 2 types of people. Divine and demonic. Divine shines in and demonic resides in. And when you attend Satsang, you are on the threshold of from and demonic qualities. From when you leave your demonic qualities and embrace divine qualities, then you are enlightened. When you leave demonic qualities and embrace divine qualities, then you are enlightened. And that is a state of purification. That is a state of purification. Listen again. When you transcend your demonic qualities and convert them into divine qualities, then you are in a state of purity and enlightenment. So what are the demonic qualities? A demon is not a ghost. A demon is not a ghost. So don't look for ghostly qualities. That is why. Don't look for ghostly qualities. Look for negative qualities. Negative qualities are demonic qualities. Positive qualities are divine qualities. They exist in man. They exist in man and they influence man. A man fluctuates throughout the day. Demonic, divine, demonic, divine, demonic, divine. Does a man not fluctuate the whole day? Demonic, divine, divine, demonic, demonic, divine. Kimlen? If you get up in the morning and you want to kill someone, what can I describe you as?
Demonic qualities.
A demonic person. The same night, you find an injured person in an accident and you take him and save his life by taking him to a private hospital and paying with your money and your wife's money. What quality is that?
Divine.
How many people? How many person? One Kimlen, demon in the morning, divine in the afternoon. Are you understanding? Are you understanding? So demon has been misinterpreted as a ghost. Demonic is not a ghost. It stands for negative qualities in a human being. Who portrayed these qualities to the full extent in the histories that we know? Ravana, Hiranyakashipu, Kans, and many devotees that left this institution, and many devotees that are currently in this. That is why institution. This is why you come to Satsang, Kimlan. You come to Satsang to learn about yourself. You come to Satsang to self-realization. Self means who?
Self.
Say bye.
Oh, self.
Yes, you never come this Satsang to learn about Khatija. You came here to learn about Jai Bhai. Leave Khatija alone. Yeah, not everywhere. Don't get me wrong. When you come to the Satsang, you're an individual. You came to learn who this 120-year-old man is called Jai Bhai. Is that your age, Jai Bhai? Okay. Alright? So you only came to the Sri Narayan Dham to learn who you are. That is why you are here. And the Guru's job is to give you knowledge because you are in amnesia. When a person doesn't know who they are, Kimlan, then they are suffering from amnesia. How many of you got an experience of knowing someone in amnesia? Personally, or you have read somewhere? Sita, I know you are still in amnesia times 2. You all know what amnesia is? Material amnesia is when a human being has forgotten who he is. Is it not? And spiritual amnesia is when a soul has forgotten who he is. Are you understanding? So you might know as a human who you are as per your body, but when you come to a bona fide satsang, then at that bona fide satsang, it is the duty of the Guru to teach you who you are as a soul. The quality of your soul is always divine. The quality of the body, which includes the mind, can either be divine or demonic. And it is the Guru's, through the Guru's grace, through the Guru's grace, the demonic qualities are plucked out. The demonic qualities are plucked out so the body can synthesize with the soul. When the body and the soul is in absolute synthesis, then it is called self-realization. Then you know that I am not this body that I am wearing. I am another entity called the soul. But as long as you have ego, as long as you have pride, as long as you have jealousy, as long as you have anger, as long as you have hatred, you can never synthesize. The body and soul can never synthesize. Body and soul can never synthesize. What does ego mean? Of which entity? Ultimately the body. Ultimately the personality. I am greater than thou. I know more than thou. I am more experienced than thou. I have more money than thou. I have a higher degree than thou. That is called ego. Ego only exists in a human who is not self-realized. Ego only exists in a human who is not self-realized. And what is self-realization? I am the soul, I am not the body, ego, pride. Ego, pride, jealousy, anger, hatred, and prejudice belongs to the mind, which belongs to the body. Can you say that? So as soon as you get angry, what is your duty? Stop. The quality anger does not belong to me. I am the soul. What is the opposite of anger, Kinlan? Compassion. Kinlan? I know your mother-in-law is there. How many times have you been angry with your wife? You in a satsang. Reveal.
Many times. Many times.
And how many times have you been compassionate?
Few.
Kimberly is on the spot. Now you've been more times compassionate, Kimberly. Now you're lying to the Guru. Kimberly, lying to the Guru won't get you in your mother-in-law's good books. Okay? So when you angry with your wife, Kimberly, you are pushing your relationship away. And when you compassionate with your wife, Kimberly, you embracing the relationship again. So the opposite of anger is compassion. Compassion belongs to the soul. Anger belongs to the body. Amen. And you live this life with your wife like this, as I teach you. So when anger flares up, you have to convert it to compassion. Jaiba is very happy because he's going to teach Khatija this way of life. And Satish Bhai is going to teach Jessica. You all heard what the Guru reckoned. Please don't flare. Please don't flare. Alright? Are you understanding why you need a Guru, Kimlan?
Yes.
You don't need a Guru for your material life. There are many temples. Premilla Beni? many temples, go material. So don't know, ask Premilla. I'm hinting, Premilla. I'm hinting this week. Right? But if you want purity of your existence, then you engage in a guru. Okay? So I want to, in between this discourse, quickly, because we want this series, the Guru Principle, to be churned out into a book as soon as possible. And my two compilers are Khatija and Kimberly. Alright? Assisted by Venitha and Vishwada. So as soon as I end this series of discourses, don't worry, Venitha, Beni, Premilla and Saritha, in this book, no personal names are going. In this book, no personal names, only injunctions and a thread on the Guru Principle. Okay? So don't worry, your names won't be in this book. So quickly, I want to explain how this system works. This, what I am preaching, is called Sanatan Dharma. This, what I am preaching, is called Sanatan Dharma. Sanatan Dharma is a library of knowledge. Sanatan Dharma is the library of the entire knowledge of this universe. Nothing is missed out. Nothing is missed out. But I want you to look like this. This knowledge is like a jigsaw puzzle. Lord Sriman Narayan has torn this knowledge, this jigsaw puzzle, and he has scattered it through the various guru systems. To the various guru systems, knowledge that he compiled himself in the form of Veda. Yes. So you can't read the Bhagavad Gita and know Sanatan Dharma. You can't read the Upanishads and be a knower of Sanatan Dharma. You can't read the Ramayana and be the knower of Sanatan Dharma. You can't read the Mahabharata and be the knower of Sanatan Dharma. You can't read the Brahma Sutras and be a knower of Sanatan Dharma. All these are puzzles. All these are puzzles of Sanatan Dharma scattered in 4 Vedas, 108 Upanishads, in the Bhagavad Gita, in the Mahabharata, in the Ramayana. There have to be a competent system and an institution. A competent system and institution that can take all the puzzles, Himlan, and put them together so that you can get a synchronized understanding. And it is only, and I'm underlining only, and I'm saying only in red. Only in red. And I'm challenging anyone here in my audience or anyone from around the world to prove me wrong. It is only the Sri Sampradaya that is the system that is in vogue today. I'm talking, what is the date today? 4th April 2021. It is only the Sri Sampradaya that is in vogue, that is expounding Sanatan Dharma as it was before it was torn into pieces and thrown away into the 4 Vedas, the 108 Upanishads, the 18 Puranas, the Ramayana, the Mahabharata, the Bhagavad Gita, and the Brahma Sutra. It is only the Sri Sampradaya that is in vogue. What in vogue means? In practice today, Jai, in practice today, it is only, and anyone can challenge me here, in this satsang or from any institution, from any part of the world. It is only the Sri Sampradaya that is presenting the jigsaw puzzle as it is. So if you don't understand, I want to break it down further. It is understood by scholars, not saints and sages. It is understood by scholars that in Sanatan Dharma there are 3 philosophies. There are 3 philosophies. What are the 3 philosophies? Advaita, Dvaita, and Vishesh Advaita. Advaita is a philosophy that states that there is no difference between you, the soul, and Lord Sriman Narayan. Lord, the Supreme Lord, and the individual soul is identical. And I think Satish Bhai belongs to the Advaita philosophy. Because I saw him yesterday standing on the platform where the Lord Narayan Murti is going to eventually be installed on the 8th of May. And his 2 hands were in a position like this, and he was trying to look for 2 more hands. He was trying to look for 2 more hands until I had to remind him, and then he jumped off that platform and nearly drowned in 30 centimeters of water. Alright? Because he thought, he read that philosophy somewhere on the internet, Kimlan Bhai. I don't know whether you showed him the Advaita philosophy. And he wanted to be one with Lord. And he was hoping Jessica Penny just manifests as Mother Lakshmi as his internal consort. You understand? The Dvaita philosophy states that the Lord and the individual are eternally separated. The Dvaita philosophy states that the individual is separate and the Lord is separate. The Vishesh Advaita philosophy states that Lord Sriman Narayan lives in your soul and your soul forms the body of Lord Sriman. And this philosophy is equal to all the Vedic injunctions. This philosophy is equal to all the Vedic injunctions. It's found in the Upanishads, it's found in the Puranas, it's found in the 4 Vedas, it's found in the Brahma Sutra, it's found in the Bhagavad Gita. You understand? If you still don't understand, then I want to explain it even simpler. Imagine mathematics had 3 operations. imagine mathematics had three operations: addition, subtraction, and multiplication. Imagine mathematics had three operations. Alright? One philosophy states that mathematics is only addition, because this philosopher saw mathematics through the addition dimension only. In the context of addition only, this philosophy saw mathematics. So he is saying mathematics is addition only. Then another philosopher saw mathematics only as subtraction, in the context of subtraction. And he is stating that mathematics is only subtraction. And the third philosophy is saying that mathematics is addition, subtraction, and multiplication. Which of the philosophy will be correct? Which one will be correct? Third one. Why? So, the Sri Sampradaya includes Advaita and Dvaita. The Sri Sampradaya includes Advaita and Dvaita. Because as per the Sri Sampradaya, we are one in the sense that the individual soul is an attribute of the Supreme Lord, who is the substantive. In that sense, we are one. Then, the individual soul is eternally individual, and the Supreme Lord is eternally individual. Then we are two. We are two in that context. In that context. You understand? So, Shankar Acharya, he took the philosophy of Advaita. He took certain parts of the Upanishads that satisfied his philosophy, and he rejected the rest of the Upanishads. Madhva Acharya took those parts that suited his philosophy of duality, and he rejected the rest. But it is Lord Sri Ramanuj who embraced the entire Vedas, the entire Vedas, and synthesized each aspect as a truth as per its context. Do you understand? So Sanatana Dharma is the entire Vedas. You can't take one part of the Vedas that suit you and say that is the entire Vedas. I'll give you another example. Acharya, she's not here today, but she bakes very beautiful cakes. So she has a creamy layer, spongy layer. Sita is smiling because Sita went to Acharya's house and interrogated her, how much is the cake exactly? And Acharya said, no, when the cake is for ashram, it has no cost. But she said, I want to know that what is that cost of the no cost. That is why Sita is smiling. She interrogated Queen Acharya. Alright? Coming back, Sita, there's a lot for you in this satsang that That's the starters. That's the starters. Before the satsang end today is Sita's day. Anyone can go on my page now. Anyone can go on the Acharya Shambra Manuj page. Alright? And see how many times Sita has commented on my page. I send many posts and I share many posts. Whilst I was in my boutique doing something, I see Sita has commented on somebody's page from India. Sita, right or wrong? But Sita's own guru, Sita does not comment on the guru's post. Sita, and that is still just the starters. Before the satsang end, there'll be more. Alright? So that cake has cream, that cake has sponge. Some of us will enjoy the cream, Kimlan. You're still young, you'll enjoy the cream. Myself, Jay, Bhai, Dana, Alfie, Paddy, maybe Satish, maybe Praveen Bhai there. No, Praveen Bhai genuine. We like the sponge part, we'll try and move the cream. Is the cream the whole cake or is the sponge the whole cake? Both the cream and the sponge is the whole cake that was baked by Acharya. But we said that we liked the piece of the cake that suited us. And that is why, Kimlan, I hope the penny is dropping. This discourse is more for you than anyone else. Alright? I hope the penny is dropping because Kimlan was also J-Bhai, follower of your previous guru. Kimlan was there too. And he had a lot of questions. One Sanatan Dharma. Why 3 philosophies? You understand? It's worrying young Kimlan. It's worrying him. So Kimlan Bhai, these philosophers like the cake, only like that part. But Lord Sri Ramanuj, he liked both the sponge and the cream. And he authenticated the whole cake. Do you understand? And I'm saying this again, I'm inviting a challenge on this from any part of the world. That it is Lord Sri Ramanuj, just over 1,000 years ago, single-handedly re-established Sanatan Dharma. Lord Sri Ramanuj, under the instruction of his guru, Yamanuj Acharyaji, under the instruction of his guru, Yamanuj Acharyaji, single-handedly, through the guru-disciple relationship, without changing one aspect, without changing one full stop, one question mark, one semicolon, one comma, re-established the Vedas of Vedavyas, who is the compiler. Who is the compiler? So the Vedas were compiled verbatim by Vedavyas and re-established verbatim. Re-established verbatim means word for word. 1,000 years ago. And every other system that is in vogue now in Vaishnavism is born of Lord Sri Ramanuj, who is the Adi Guru of Sanatan Dharma. Lord Sri Ramanuj is the Adi Guru of entire Sanatan Dharma. Entire Sanatan Dharma. Not only of the Sri Sampradaya. Who's not understanding me? Kimlan, are you understanding me? Sanatan Dharma was lost. It was partially re-established by Shankaracharya through one aspect of Sanatan Dharma and completely re-established by Lord Sri Ramanuj 1,000 years ago. It is that total and undiluted knowledge, total and undiluted knowledge that you are getting today from the Sri Narayan Dham. No Guru in the Sri Sampradaya will add 1 millimeter or subtract 1 millimeter from the re-establishment by Lord Sri Ramanuj. You understand? There is no competent Guru. There is no competent Guru that can change, add or subtract what Lord Sri Ramanuj expounded 1,000 years ago. There is no competent Guru, because even if there's an incarnation, that incarnation will be false if it goes against the established Vedas by Veda Vyas. If, Jay, by your understanding, because there's many incarnations that springs around the place, no incarnation can change the absoluteness of the Vedas as compiled by Veda Vyas. If anyone say it's an incarnation, it is false. It is false. How many incarnations there are there? And where do you find the incarnations? Venitha? The Vedas must tell you all the incarnations. Where you must find the incarnations? Before the incarnation incarnates. Kimlan, you think that is absolute? You think Satish Bhai, Jay Bhai? The Vedas must identify the incarnation. You understand? Is Lord Shri Krishna confirmed in the Vedas as the incarnation? Is Lord Ram confirmed in the Vedas as the incarnation? Is Nrsimha Deva confirmed in the Vedas as the incarnation? Is Kalki confirmed in the Vedas as the incarnation? When will he incarnate? When Mata Sita?
In the end of Kali.
Yeah, when? When is that?
Last 5,000 years.
No, this is the last. This is the first 5,000 years. In 427,000 years' time, Kalki will take his birth. His village has already been described. His parents are already been described. You understand? if you want to continue as you want to, then definitely you'll be here for that 427,000 years. And you'll find Kalki. Or if you want to listen to the Guru, you can seek Lord Kalki, but from Vaikuntha. You understand? Or you can experience Lord Kalki in the next 427,000 years. So if an incarnation is not in the Vedas, then that is not an incarnation. Because you can't say the Vedas is a truth to a certain extent and suddenly an incarnation appears, then you become a follower of the incarnation and you say, no, the Veda only in the subject matter of incarnations is wrong now. And everything is right because you accepted an incarnation that happened out of the Vedas. Do you understand, Premilla? All incarnations are recorded prior to the incarnation, which means before the incarnation. Lord Buddha, before he was born, all his details were given in the Vedas. The Vedas were compiled in 5,000 years ago. When was Lord Buddha born? About 2,700 years ago. 5,000 years ago, Lord Buddha's parents, his entire story was already in the Puranas. Where he will be born, who his parents will be, and the entire story. And he was born accordingly. He was born accordingly. So Venitha, I'm not scolding you. Or anyone in this satsang. You are sent into this material world as a soul to evolve from body to body, from philosophy to philosophy, and from religion to religion. You all understand? Every stage is your evolution. From the aquatics, I saw many of you watching my aquatics. I tried to make this satsang a microcosm of the universe. So go see my koi fish, that's where you started. I don't have plants there. So you start from the aquatics, your soul's evolution, then you become plant and creepers. Sita, I don't know which palm tree I can name you. Benjamin, which palm tree is Sita? And whilst we would Sita, when Chris was here, our dog Sita was here. So Venitha gave us an instruction that please feed Sita a sandwich. So I took the instruction and told Chris, go and give Sita this cheese sandwich. And Maha Sita lands in the ashram. And Chris goes and tries to feed Maha Sita that sandwich. Yes, Sita? That is why this is a satsang. You can't laugh so much. Alright? There are some satsang where they teach you to laugh, Finland. You know of those satsang, that laughing therapy.
Yes.
Finland is well versed in all of these things. Him and Vishwadhar, they have tried everything because they are the two analysts of the Sri Narayan Dham. Himlan and Vishwadhar. Thank God I picked Vishwadhar up on time. He was going to pay $10,000 to go to India to open his third. I'm trying to open his 2 eyes here for the past 3 years. I can't open his 2 eyes. I don't know how he would have got his 3rd eye open with $10,000. You know? So you know there's a laughing satsang. Okay. Give them. Are there any questions? Are there any questions? So I am teaching you from an authorized source that no one that is in a bona fide human in Sanatana Dharma can dispute. Hear me again. I am preaching from a source that no one who is bona fide in Sanatana Dharma can dispute. Are you understanding? That is why, what did I mean when I said that?
Basically, the person.
If you say I am a Sanatan Dharmi, then you cannot dispute the source from which I am preaching. And I am stating that Lord Sri Ramanuj is the Adi Guru of Sanatana Dharma. And I'm also stating that Lord Sri Ramanuj is not the founding Acharya of the Sri Sampradaya. Lord Sri Ramanuj is not the founding Acharya of the Sri Sampradaya. Lord Sri Ramanuj re-established Sanatana Dharma. Lord Sri Ramanuj re-established Sanatana Dharma, which finds its source in the compilation of Vedas. Are you understanding? Vyas compiled the Vedas. The teachings were text tortured and mutilated. The teachings of the Vedas were text tortured and mutilated. There's a quote for you, Kimlan. Teachings of the Vedas were text tortured and mutilated until mankind veered in absolute darkness. Lord Sri Ramanuj was the light of Sanatana Dharma that took birth 1004 years ago, that turned on the light of Sanatana Dharma again, and he has no equal. He has no equal, because the absolute cannot be equal. You understand, Jay Bhai? The absolute cannot be equal. He not only re-established Sanatana Dharma, he dismantled the Advaita philosophy and the Dvaita philosophy. What he did, Jai Bhai? As per Vedic injunctions, he dismantled Advaita philosophy and Dvaita philosophy and all other schools of philosophy existent in his time. Jessica, you are shocked? You're not shocked, Jessica? Huh?
Absorbing what you're saying.
Yes, I understand, but you're shocked that there's so much of confusion in Sanatana Dharma. There's so much of confusion in Sanatana Dharma. This is why I'm saying I'm directly challenging any institution, either here or around the world, to prove me wrong in what I am discussing today. You understand? And we will engage with these people with verdict, injunctions. And when they engage with me, they must engage with verdict, injunctions. Because here at the Sri Narayan Dham, 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. So I'm going to end this discourse because there's one bhai. You going to work just now or you will leave? Going to work. You saved a whole lot of people. If you come to Satsang every week, you'll be doing seva for about 35 people. How many people? 35 people you'll be serving. When after the Satsang, meet them. They'll even pick you up from home and bring you to Satsang every week. Okay? So let me just conclude quickly. So this system operates like this. The system operates like this. Have you seen a coconut tree? How tall a coconut tree is? Very, very tall. So I want you to imagine. Okay, let's see whose head we'll put. Okay, we'll put Satish by head right down because you can't slip and fall. So Satish Bhai is right down on the ground of the coconut tree. Then on his head somebody else is standing, and on his head somebody else is standing until somebody reaches the coconut. Until somebody reaches the coconut. When Satish Bhai dislodges the coconut from its tree, that same form of dislodgement of the coconut, Satish Bhai, whoever stood on your head right on the top, the 100%, right? Might be Dana. Okay? He must hand the coconut to the person below him and jump off. The person who he handed the coconut must hand it below him and jump off. The coconut must come unscathed and not contaminated right from the top to you. This is how this system works. The information that I'm giving you is like that coconut. It's coming from Lord Sri Ramanuj through his 74 disciples right down to my Guruji, and from my Guruji I'm handing it to you. We did not take out some coconut water. We did not bruise the skin. We did not let the coconut dry, Shanti. I know you like coconut prayers, that's why I'm discussing the coconut. Shanti likes to peel the coconut and look at the three eyes. The third eye, Shanti, of the coconut. And maybe put one tikka there. Shanti, you did it any time in your life? Oh. Sorry, I was talking to Sita. Sita? You did it any time, Sita?
Yeah.
How many eyes was looking at you, Sita?
3.
3. Okay. What they told you, Sita?
Singing.
Okay, these coconuts didn't talk to Sita. Alright, you all understand? This means that the knowledge from Veda Vyas down to the various Acharyas up to Lord Sri Ramanuj. Lord Sri Ramanuj got his knowledge from his Acharya, Yamanuj Acharya. Then Lord Sri Ramanuj re-established the Vedas in writing again. Then it went through his 74 disciples over 1,000 years until it reached Swami Sudarshan Acharyaji Maharaj, his Guruji Govind Acharya. Swami Sudarshan Acharyaji Maharaj was Govind Acharya. Govind Acharya gave that knowledge to Swami Sudarshan Acharyaji Maharaj, and Swami Sudarshan Acharyaji Maharaj transmitted the knowledge to me. And I am now transmitting that knowledge to you. If you trace this knowledge backwards, you will find without a comma, without a full stop, without a semicolon, the exact knowledge that Lord Sri Ramanuj re-established in 1,004 years ago. And if you take that knowledge backwards, you'll find it's the exact knowledge that Veda Vyas compiled when he compiled the Vedas. So if you want to look in the world and you want to join Sanatan Dharma and you want to become a Sanatan Dharmi, then you must find an institution that can give you the knowledge today as how it was compiled at inception. Okay? So I just want to read quickly from my Guru's discourse on the Guru principle. Whose discourse? So I will take my Guru's discourse 100% as authentic. I cannot dispute anything of my Guru. Otherwise, I'm not his disciple. Otherwise, I can't say that Guru maybe made a mistake. Neither can I say I know more than my Guru. It has never been in this system that an aspirant in any field, whether material or spiritual, should know more than his Guru. It has never been. You understand? So Guruji says, in the Sri Sudarshan Sandesh, it was Guruji's magazine, in November 2006, this discourse was printed in the Sri Sudarshan Sandesh, November 2006, and I'm giving you one. Quotation from Guruji. To meet a saint, you should give up all pride and illusion. To meet a saint, you should give up all pride and illusion. Man should go to a saint after giving up the feeling of rich and poor, high and low, big and small, full stop. All these feelings are to be put aside before going to a saint. Keep your mind free from all these thoughts. Your surrender to Guru is the key to get his bliss. Khatija, you can come to me to photograph. Then, I want to get back to the Bhagavad Gita quickly. Chapter 4, verse 34. The sacrifice of knowledge is superior to material sacrifice. O Arjuna, all actions and everything else culminate in knowledge. Chapter 4, verse 34. Know this by prostration, questioning, and by service. The wise who have realized the truth will instruct you in knowledge. Now the Bhagavad Gita is informative and it is also instructive. The Bhagavad Gita is twofold. It is informative and it is instructive. Verse 33 is informative. Verse 34 is instructive. Who is instructing you? Lord Shri, what is he telling you? Go find a bona fide spiritual master, then do due diligence. After due diligence, question him through prostration. What does question through prostration mean? After you have surrendered, then you question your Guru. After you have surrendered, then question your Guru. The wise who have realized the truth. What truth is talking about? Self-realization and God realization. Self-realization and God realization. A guru cannot teach you about God if he is not self-realized. And he cannot teach you about God if he is not God realized. So a guru must be both self-realized and God realized. Who is telling you this? Lord Sri Krishna. Which means there's no other way to learn about God than via the competent and bona fide spiritual master that you embrace after due diligence. And see the guarantee that Lord Sri Krishna gives you on verse 35. This is after the instructive verse, this is the informative verse. He says, knowing which, O Arjuna, you will not fall again into delusion in this way. So Lord Sri Krishna is giving you a guarantee that in the manner that he prescribed for you to enlist a guru, when you do, you'll never fall into delusion. By that knowledge, you will see all beings without exception in yourself and then in me. Which means the Guru will take you and complete your journey in self-realization. And when you have concluded your journey in self-realization, you will realize that you are an individual soul and all the souls are identical in nature. Then you will see all the souls as identical to you, and you will also see all these souls within the Lord. After you gain knowledge from who, satisfied? Yeah. I see you brought a lot of bamboos here, my boy. And I saw a lot of people banging their chest and running up the bamboo. But they can't give you God realization and self-realization. Why, satisfied? Because it is not here in the Bhagavad Gita. It is not here in the Bhagavad Gita. And lastly, verse 37. Just as the burning fire fuels to ashes, O Arjuna, so does the fire of knowledge turn all karmas to ashes. Now, this verse 37, just as a burning fire turns fuels to ashes, O Arjuna, so does the fire of knowledge turn all karma to ashes. What does that mean? Quickly. How, Kimlan, can you envision how knowledge can burn your karma to ashes? There's a puzzle that's missing there, isn't it? And in the beginning of my discourse, I said, Lord Sri Narayan tore all the puzzles of the true picture and threw it into pieces. So here's a piece And this piece is from the Guru Gita. Okay. This piece is from the Guru Gita. And in this version of the Guru Gita, this verse is verse 29. And the Guru Gita is spoken by Lord Shiva to Mother Parvati. And in this verse, it is stating, Brahman resides in the mouth of the Guru. Who is Brahman? Brahman is another name for Lord Sriman Narayan. Brahman resides in the mouth of the Guru. Who is saying this? Lord Shiva to Mother Parvati. And he clarifies when he says Lord Sriman Narayan resides in the mouth of his Guru. He says that is, i.e., his words. So the Guru's words is Lord Narayan himself. And it is for this reason that the knowledge found in the Guru's words, through the potency of Lord Sriman Narayan himself, can burn away your maya of karmas. Now does it make sense, Kimler?
Yes.
Does it make sense? The puzzle fitted properly? On each side there's about 20 jagged edges, but all fitted properly. Okay. And then the last verse for this discourse, verse 30, abandoning thoughts of your stage in life. Can you learn? Abandoning thoughts of your stage in life. When you met the Guru, you was on intensive fasting.
Yes.
Abandoning that stage of your life. Your caste, your reputation, and increasing your well-being, and think of nothing other than the Guru. Did this work for you? This piece of puzzle, did it fit in your life? You understand? All of you understand? So when you come to the satsang, this is an advice for everyone. When you sanitizing your hand at the door, how many of you sanitized your hand today? Also empty your mind. Empty your mind. You have to abandon that stage. Wherever you was, whatever you learned, whatever you're practicing it, put it in the bin outside. When you come in here, learn the absolute truth. Because if you're going to come with that muck and you mix milk into muck, what will happen? You understand? All of you? Jai Sriman Narayan.